The 1970s gave us some of the most legendary motorcycles ever built, but not all of them were mass-produced. Some were rare, experimental, or simply ahead of their time, making them highly sought after today. From racing machines to forgotten innovations, here are the 12 rarest motorcycles from the 1970s. Number 12. Kawasaki H2 Mach IV, 1972 to 1975. Kicking off our list at number 12 is a motorcycle that earned a legendary reputation for its brutal acceleration and unpredictable handling, the Kawasaki H2 Mach IV. Launched in 1972, this was Kawasaki's answer to the high-performance arms race, featuring a 748cc two-stroke triple that pushed an astonishing 74 horsepower. In an era where most motorcycles barely touched 60 horsepower, the H2 was a rocket, capable of hitting 120 miles per hour with ease. However, all that power came at a cost. The lightweight frame and short wheelbase struggled to contain the aggressive power delivery, earning it the ominous nickname, the Widowmaker. Despite its fearsome reputation, the H2 was a hit among thrill seekers. Kawasaki sold around 30,000 units over its 4-year production run, but few have survived in original condition due to accidents, racing abuse, and modifications. Back in 1972, the Kawasaki H2 Mach IV had a price tag of $1,395, a steal for a machine that could outrun almost anything on the road. Today, finding a well-preserved example is incredibly rare, and pristine models fetch upwards of $25,000 at auctions. The H2 Mach IV set the tone for high-performance motorcycles, but the bikes on this list only get rarer from here. Number 11. Yamaha XS 750, 1976 to 1981. At number 11, we have a motorcycle that aimed to blend European sophistication with Japanese reliability, the Yamaha XS 750. Unlike the inline fours dominating the market, Yamaha took a different approach, introducing a 3-cylinder shaft-driven tourer that delivered smooth and torquey performance. Under the tank, the 747cc DOHC triple produced around 64 horsepower, offering a more refined riding experience than its high-revving competitors. It was Yamaha's answer to BMW's Boxer twins, focusing on comfort, longevity, and ease of maintenance rather than outright speed. However, early models suffered from gearbox issues, leading Yamaha to quickly revise the design. Despite being a solid all-around motorcycle, the XS 750 was often overlooked in favor of its more aggressive 4-cylinder rivals. Yamaha produced an estimated 20,000 to 25,000 units over its 5-year run, but surviving models in pristine, unmodified condition are rare today. With an original price tag of $2,195 in 1976, the XS 750 was an affordable alternative to European tourers. Today, restored examples command $7,000 to $10,000, making it one of Yamaha's most collectible bikes from the era. But if you think this one's rare, wait until you see what's next. Number 10. Kawasaki Z1, 1972 to 1975. Taking the 10th spot on our list is a motorcycle that redefined high-performance motorcycling, the Kawasaki Z1. When it debuted in 1972, it was the most powerful Japanese motorcycle ever built, packing a 903cc DOHC inline-4 that produced 82 horsepower. At the time, nothing on the road could match its top speed of 130 miles per hour, making it the undisputed king of the superbike era. Originally intended to rival Honda's CB750, the Z1 went a step further, offering more power, a stronger chassis, and a smoother ride. It quickly became a favorite among speed enthusiasts, but its limited first-run production makes early models extremely rare today. Kawasaki produced only around 20,000 units from 1972 to 1975, with the first-year 1972 models being the hardest to find. In 1972, the Z1 was priced at $1,895, making it a premium offering at the time. Today, a mint-condition first-year Z1 can fetch well over $40,000 at auction. The Z1 was a game-changer, but if you thought this was rare, the next motorcycle on our list takes exclusivity to another level. Number 9. Honda CB750A Hondamatic, 1976 to 1978. At number 9, we have a motorcycle that was ahead of its time, but not in the way Honda hoped. The Honda CB750A Hondamatic was a bold attempt to introduce an automatic transmission to motorcycling, aimed at attracting riders who wanted an easier shift-free experience. Instead of a traditional manual gearbox, the Hondamatic featured a 2-speed automatic transmission, allowing riders to simply twist the throttle and go. It retained the legendary SOHC 736cc inline-4 engine, producing 47 horsepower, but the loss of a clutch and gear shifting turned away many traditional motorcyclists. As a result, the Hondamatic was a commercial failure, and Honda only produced around 10,000 units during its short run from 1976 to 1978. With its unconventional design and limited sales, the CB750A became one of Honda's rarest motorcycles from the 1970s. Back in 1976, the CB750A was priced at $2,200, slightly more expensive than its manual counterpart. Today, due to its rarity, restored examples sell for $8,000 to $12,000, with pristine low-mileage models fetching even higher prices. It was a unique experiment, but Honda's gamble didn't pay off, making this bike an ultra-rare collector's item today. But the next motorcycle on our list, even harder to find. Number 8. Moto Guzzi Le Mans, 1976 to 1984. At number 8, we have a motorcycle that proved Italian engineering could compete with the best superbikes of the era, the Moto Guzzi Le Mans. Unlike the high-revving inline 4s coming out of Japan, this Italian stallion packed an 850cc transverse V-twin, producing 71 horsepower with a distinct torquey power delivery. The first-generation Le Mans, introduced in 1976, was a raw and aggressive sport bike. It featured a cafe racer-style fairing, rear-set foot pegs, and a low-slung handlebar, making it a true rider's machine. With a shaft drive for durability and a unique air-cooled engine, the Le Mans stood apart from anything else on the market. Despite its performance and striking design, the Le Mans was a niche motorcycle, and Moto Guzzi produced fewer than 10,000 units of the first-generation model between 1976 and 1978. Later models saw refinement, but the early Le Mans models remained the rarest and most desirable. With an original price of $3,495 in 1976, it was an expensive alternative to Japanese bikes. Today, an original first-gen Le Mans can easily command $15,000 to $25,000, making it one of the rarest European motorcycles from the 1970s. This Italian legend is rare, but the next bike on our list is even harder to find. Number 7. Yamaha TZ750, 1974 to 1979. At number 7, we have a motorcycle that was too wild for the streets and too powerful for its own good, the Yamaha TZ750. Designed strictly for racing, this 2-stroke 4-cylinder monster was Yamaha's way of dominating the track, producing a staggering 120 horsepower in a lightweight chassis. Nicknamed the Beast, the TZ750 was notorious for its brutal power band, often described as having an on-off switch for a throttle. Riders struggled to control its explosive acceleration, and even legends like Kenny Roberts said it was borderline unrideable. But despite the danger, the TZ750 dominated racing circuits, winning everything from the Daytona 200 to the Isle of Man TT. Because this was a track-only motorcycle, Yamaha produced only around 5,000 units over its 5-year run, and very few ended up in private hands. Most were ridden hard, crashed, or retired, making surviving models in original condition exceptionally rare today. Back in 1974, a brand new TZ750 would have cost around $3,500. Today, due to its racing pedigree and limited numbers, a well-preserved example easily fetches $40,000 to $60,000 at auctions. This Yamaha was a beast built for speed, but the next bike on our list takes rarity to another level. Number 6. Harley-Davidson XR 750, 1970 to present day. At number 6, we have a motorcycle that became a legend in American flat track racing, the Harley-Davidson XR 750. Built for one purpose, to dominate the dirt ovals of the AMA Grand National Championship. This 750cc V-twin was Harley's answer to the growing competition from British and Japanese rivals. Introduced in 1970, the XR 750 features an air-cooled 748cc V-twin that produces around 80 horsepower, delivering a lightweight, high-revving experience unlike any other Harley at the time. What set it apart was its nimble chassis and race-tuned suspension, making it a favorite among professional racers. This bike became the winningest machine in AMA racing history, with legendary riders like Evel Knievel using it for his death-defying stunts. Despite its dominance, Harley only produced a limited number of XR 750s each year, keeping it exclusive to private racers and factory teams. From 1970 to 1979, fewer than 4,000 units were ever built, and most were ridden into the ground on the track. With a factory price of around $3,200 in 1975, the XR 750 was never sold as a road bike, making street-legal conversions extremely rare. Today, an original race-ready XR 750 can fetch $50,000 to $80,000, making it one of Harley's rarest and most valuable motorcycles. The flat track legend is hard to find, but the next bike on our list, it's a true oddity in motorcycle history. Number 5. Suzuki RE5 Rotary, 1974 to 1976. At number 5, we have one of the most ambitious but ill-fated motorcycles of the 1970s, the Suzuki RE5 Rotary. Unlike traditional piston engines, Suzuki went all in on rotary technology, equipping this bike with a 499cc single-rotor Wankel engine that promised smooth, vibration-free performance. Despite producing 62 horsepower, the RE5 suffered from overheating issues, poor fuel economy, and complex maintenance, making it a headache for both owners and mechanics. Riders found the power delivery unpredictable, and the liquid-cooled system added extra weight, diminishing performance. It was a technological marvel, but a commercial failure. Suzuki only produced around 6,500 units worldwide, with fewer than 3,000 reaching the US. Since many were scrapped due to reliability issues, finding an original unmodified RE5 today is incredibly rare. The bike was priced at $2,500 in 1975, but due to its poor reception, many sat unsold at dealerships. Today, this overlooked machine has become a collector's gem, with well-preserved examples selling for $15,000 to $25,000. It's a reminder that even failures can become priceless pieces of history. But the next bike on our list is even rarer. Number 4. Harley-Davidson XLCR, 1977 to 1979. At number 4, we have a motorcycle that broke every Harley-Davidson tradition, the XLCR, the company's first and only factory-built cafe racer. At a time when Harley was known for heavyweight cruisers, the XLCR was a radical departure, featuring a sleek, blacked-out design, aggressive riding position, and sport-tuned suspension. Under the hood, it packed a 997cc Ironhead V-twin, producing 61 horsepower. Not the fastest, but its lightweight chassis and improved handling made it a unique offering in Harley's lineup. Unfortunately, traditional Harley riders rejected it, while sport bike enthusiasts found it underpowered compared to Japanese rivals. Harley only produced 3,133 units over its 3-year run, making it one of their rarest production models. With weak sales, many XLCRs sat in dealerships, eventually sold at heavy discounts. Originally priced at $3,600 in 1977, its lack of popularity made it an instant flop. Today, however, the XLCR is a prized collector's item, with pristine models fetching $25,000 to $40,000. It may not have been a sales success, but it remains one of Harley's boldest and rarest designs. And the next bike on our list is even harder to find. Number 3. Norton Commando 850, 1973 to 1977. At number 3, we have one of the last great motorcycles from a legendary British manufacturer, the Norton Commando 850. As the British motorcycle industry declined, Norton fought to stay relevant with the Commando series, refining their classic parallel twin design into one of the best handling motorcycles of the 1970s. The 828cc air-cooled twin produced 60 horsepower, giving it a respectable top speed of 115 miles per hour. But what made the Commando special was its isoelastic vibration dampening system, which improved the ride quality and handling compared to its Triumph and BSA competitors. Despite its strong performance and elegant styling, Norton struggled with financial instability, leading to low production numbers and inconsistent availability. The final years of the Commando 850, 1976 to 1977, saw extremely limited production, with only a few thousand units built before Norton collapsed. While earlier models were common, these late production Commandos are exceptionally rare today. Originally priced at $2,200 in 1973, these bikes have since become valuable collector's pieces, with well-preserved examples selling for $20,000 to $35,000. The Commando 850 marked the end of an era for Norton, but our next bike is even rarer and more exclusive. Number 2. Ducati 750 Supersport, 1974. At number 2, we have a motorcycle that cemented Ducati's legacy in racing, the Ducati 750 Supersport. Built to celebrate Ducati's 1972 Imola 200 victory, this race-inspired machine became one of the most sought-after Italian motorcycles of its time. Powered by a 748cc Desmodromic L-twin, the 750 Supersport produced 73 horsepower, delivering a top speed of 130 miles per hour, an impressive feat for its time. With clip-on handlebars, a half fairing, and a lightweight frame, it was essentially a road-legal race bike. However, Ducati only produced 401 units in 1974, making it one of their rarest production motorcycles ever. Since most were used for racing or spirited riding, many did not survive in original condition. Those that remain are considered highly collectible, with pristine examples commanding $100,000 to $150,000 at auctions. Originally priced at $3,500 in 1974, this bike has become one of Ducati's most valuable classics. The 750 Supersport was rare, but the next bike on our list is even more exclusive, with production numbers in the single digits. Number 1. Ducati 750 Imola Desmo, 1972. At number 1, we have a motorcycle so rare that only 6 were ever built. The Ducati 750 Imola Desmo. This is the machine that launched Ducati into racing history, taking Paul Smart to victory in the 1972 Imola 200, a win that forever changed the brand's reputation. Unlike standard production bikes, the 750 Imola Desmo was a purpose-built race machine, featuring a 748cc Desmodromic L-twin producing 80 horsepower, an ultra-lightweight frame, and race-spec suspension. With a top speed exceeding 140 miles per hour, it was one of the fastest motorcycles of its era. Because this bike was built exclusively for Ducati's factory race team, only 6 units were ever produced, making it one of the rarest motorcycles in the world. None were ever sold to the public, and only a handful still exist today. Since the 750 Imola Desmo was never mass-produced, its value is nearly immeasurable. If one were to appear at auction, estimates suggest it could easily exceed $1 million, cementing its status as the rarest and most valuable motorcycle of the 1970s. This is the holy grail of Ducati history, and it rightfully earns its place as the rarest motorcycle of the decade. There you have it, the 12 rarest motorcycles of the 1970s, from underrated icons to legendary race machines. These bikes are now priceless pieces of history, with some worth millions today. Which one would you love to own? Let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more.